Find the area of the region between the graphs f of x equal x plus 3 and g of x equal absolute value of 2x. So we better sketch our region, and we have our first function is going to be a line whose y-intercept is 3 and then whose slope is 1, so we'll go up 1 over 1. There's our line. And our second function, absolute value, is going to be v-shaped at 0 at 0. That's going to be the point of our v. And then if we go up 2 over 1, we get quadrant 1, and quadrant 2 is the other piece. This actually goes more like that. So the region we're talking about is right in here, and we are going to have to do two different integrals because our function is defined differently in quadrant 2 than in quadrant 1. So we first are going to have the integral from, well, let's find our points of intersection. So in quadrant 2, we're going to have x plus 3 equals negative 2x. So that would be 3x equals negative 3, so x equals negative 1. So this will be the point negative 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and find this point of intersection in quadrant 1, and that's going to be when x plus 3 equals 2x. So in other words, when x equals 3. So this will be the point 3 and 6. So our two integrals, we're going to go from negative 1 to 0 so that we can get this piece right here, and that's going to be our upper curve is going to be x plus 3, and then we are going to subtract our lower curve, and our lower curve in quadrant 2 is negative 2x. And then we have dx, and then we're going to add to that integrating, so we're going to get this piece that's in quadrant 1, and so that's going to be integrating from 0 to 3, and we have our upper function, which is x plus 3, minus our lower function in quadrant 1, that's 2x, and then dx. Let's go ahead and simplify, and then we'll compute our integrals. So this one is going to be 3x plus 3 dx, and then plus integrating from 0 to 3, combining these, negative x plus 3 dx. So the first one's antiderivative, we've got x squared, 3 over 2x squared, plus 3x, that needs to be evaluated from negative 1 to 0, and then we're going to have negative x squared over 2 plus 3x, and that's going to be evaluated from 0 to 3. So if we put in our upper limit here, we get 0, and then we're going to subtract our lower limit, putting in a negative 1, that's going to be 3/2 minus 3. Then we're going to add to that, putting in our upper limit here, we are going to have negative 9/2 plus 3, and then subtracting our lower limit, that's going to be 0. So let's go ahead and combine those. So it looks like I have 9. Well, let's see, this will go ahead and distribute through and make this a negative and this a positive. So it looks like we're going to have 9, 12, and then this is going to be minus 12/2, which is minus 6, so 12 minus 6, which is 6.